Hello, stamp friends. Mary here. I just made this cute little card for my grandchildren, and it uses the peekaboo set and also the dies that are, what are they called? Help. Give It a Whirl dies. And I will tell you that those dies are a little tricky, and if you know me, I can get easily confused, so I'm going to try and explain it to you as clearly as possible. But see how much fun those kids will have with this. And there's all kinds of stamp sets you can use for it, especially if you do the masking like I show you. So let's begin. Here's the set. You see there's lots of fun things in here. And I got the Give It a Whirl right there with it. And all of these pieces come with the Give It a Whirl dies. But let's not get confused by pulling them all out. Lots you could do with them, but we're actually only going to use a few. And that's this one. Actually, let's see, just 4 of them. Okay, so I'll show you how that's done. So first one you do is you cut this out, and it just looks like that. Okay, not much to it. So then you're going to want to take this piece, match up, make sure you match up your dot, cut that out. Now it's going to look like this. Okay, we're building our card as we go. So now when you do this one, you kind of expect it, like I did, to come with the with the pie shapes cut out, but it doesn't, and it gives very faint marks where you're supposed to go with your images. So what I did was I cut one out like this, and I went around to each piece with this, laid this back down and ran it through my Big Shot, cut out each piece of the pie so that I get a little masking piece, okay? And then on the back side, whichever side you want to use, I took my dauber, my sponge dauber that's got some glue on it, and smeared it around and let that dry so it becomes its own little post-it note, okay? So that way I'm not going to make a mess by, it's going to be a natural piece of masking, because it's pretty hard to mask these little spokes. So then I'm going to lay it down right in the middle here, match up the dot again, and you could put some lines there so you knew where you were going, I guess. Okay, so now got a couple more that I've used as a mask, because I got those pieces, remember, each of these pieces come from this. You have to do each piece separately. So now I can do my masking. And this way her little curls are not going to end up over on the horse's image place. Okay, so when I'm all done, I get a piece like this. And that is going to match up and go under right here. And it's going to whirl around. So let's start building our card. Glue on there. See, when I made this piece, I used this again to do it. And I laid down my piece of brown stripe first and glued it on, and then ran it all out together. That way I could make sure I got my cut just right. Okay, this is going to get hooked together with a brad. I'm going to let you do the coloring on yourself to save on time. Let me turn it over to the back and show you what I did next. I'm going to use a lot of this nice double-sided tape. Get one down here. And it across the top. I like to use a lot. Let me cut this though. So this is what's going to put it down on your piece, but there's one more part, and that is to put some nice big chunks of dimensional. You could just use your little round dimensionals, or as I've done, this gives it a little lift, and you might want to use a couple more pieces as well. Let's do one more. And you see what I'm doing is I'm not taking the backing off so that it's not sticky on both sides. See, it's smooth here. Okay, that's going to give it a little lift so that it helps with my whirl part. And then, oops, and just set it down. And now you see it's going to turn quite easily. And you can put your piece on the bottom like I did here with your saying. I hope this helped a little bit and made some sense. Give me a call if it doesn't.